Hello and welcome to another episode of the Cropland Genetics Agri-Solutions Crop Cam. I'm Mark Ullman, Seed and Agronomy Advisor. Today I'm with Dustin Nagebauer from New Vision Co-op, Worthington, Minnesota. A couple topics today we're going to talk about in the soybean area is soybean emergence, growth development, and then of course some herbicide options that growers have for their soybean acres. In front of us here we have three examples of soybeans. You can see here the cotyledons are just splitting. That's actually the seed. That's the two growing points that we have, so we definitely need to keep them intact. Here you can see the curve there was where the seed originated. So to figure out planting depth, you can take your soil line and measure down. It's probably about 1.25 inch planting depth. The hypocotyls are pushing through very well. The soil here is very great, no crusting of any sort. This other plant has developed a little further here. We're in an area that doesn't have much residue, so it's really ahead of schedule. These two were dug behind us there where there's more residue, and we're a little further behind on development. This open soil and the blackness really accelerated the development of this plant probably by a few days. You can see the unifoliates coming out. Cotyledons are splitting off to the side. Here we look at the soil line, and you can tell the color of the flowers that the soybean will have by the color of the stem right at soil line. So for instance, there's some purpling here, it'll have a purple flower. If there's no coloring, it'll be more of a white flower. So if there's ever any question of a variety that's in your field, look at that soil line color of that stem. Also in front of us here we have a little weed starting to come through here. We can see a few of them scattered amongst us here. And Dustin, what's some herbicide opportunities for growers looking at different programs?
We're looking at different programs, Mark. We've got quite a few options out there. A lot of the beans now are Roundup Ready resistant varieties, and with what we're finding here today, we've got some grasses coming through, some broadleaves. We found a water hemp here in front of us. We've got a few grasses poking through on this particular field. We don't have pre-emerged. Weeks, these fields are probably going to have to be treated. The options that we have out there, total post Roundup program is what a few guys will go with. I have growers in my area using a 2-pass Roundup program, which seems to work fairly well. Although we did get in, it seems like a little earlier this year. Like I said, here we're at May 20th, and these beans have probably been in the first part of May. They're going to need to be sprayed probably in the next week or two. Another option for us, two other options we have a yellow products. We have your Prowls or your Stealths, the pendimethalins, and you also have the trifurulins or Trust. You can put those yellows down, pre-emerge, pre-plant incorporated. And another product that we're coming out with, we've got some trials out. It's on some allocations. It's a product called Sonic. Pre-emerge, total pre-emerge. You don't want to work that in. Plant your beans, put it on top after we plant the beans. And where the Sonic is going to benefit us, Mark, and everybody over the yellows is going to be our broadleaf control. You're going to get a little bit of grass control with it. Our yellows are more for the grass, but our Sonic is going to give us the broadleaf control, which I feel we really need the broadleaf control now as we get into spraying later in the summer. We always seem have those broadleaves that emerge late, and getting something out there early, control those broadleaves in a broadleaf crop, just going to help us keep everything under control and hopefully give us a 1-pass of glyphosate to clean everything else up. So it's kind of the herbicide talk here in the soybean field.
Well, thanks, Dustin. Thank you for listening in to another episode of Cropland Genetics Crop Cam. See you next episode.